How are you? Good. Mhm. I asked you this question because um, it is so common, the greeting, right? Like when we go to the grocery store, at the checkout counter, the cashier will say, "How are you?" And we say, "Yes, I'm good, fine, thank you." And you? That is how we used to learn English when we were young. We go to the doctor's office, and the staff also ask, "How are you?" But with mindfulness, sometimes we can look a little bit into the tendency of doing things on autopilot. Yeah. So I'd like to invite everybody to come back to our mindful breathing. And when we listen to the sounds of the bell and we reflect on the question, how are you? How am I doing? It is like a check-in, the inner weather inside us. What's the weather like in me right now? Yeah, if we are going in the sunshine, then we can give rise to the joy. Or maybe there's some concern, some anxiety, uh, some worries. That it is good that we recognize and embrace that feeling, that thought with our loving presence. Yeah, and just like an act of kindness to ourselves, to our body, to our thoughts and feelings. Yeah. How am I doing? How am I feeling at this moment? And send love to our feelings, whatever that is arising inside us, and whatever maybe some preoccupations that we may be holding on, so that we can smile and relax. Enjoy three sounds of the bell. Good afternoon, dear respected teachers, dear friends. Thank you for coming to join us for the second talk. And the theme for today's talk is loving speech and deep listening. I just want to check. I just want to ask. Have you ever listen to someone, but your mind is not there, especially with the impact of all the devices and gadgets. Mm. Like, have you noticed that, like when you are trying to say something very important and your loved ones, someone who's in front of you, is on the phone and seem to be distracted, and you feel like you are not listened to? Thầy Pháp Lưu. Yeah. Have you experienced the moment that someone spoke to you nicely? And can you remember the feeling? How did you feel in that moment? You feel good? Yeah. What did they say? Can you remember? And so we can recall those moments when someone is kind and nice to us and make me feel good. Mhm. And we'd like to offer the same to other people. So that is a practice of giving and receiving. So outside, especially young people, they learn about techniques and strategies how to become successful in their career, in their studies. And in Buddhism, we also have some kinds of uh, strategies, but we want to be spiritual. So we say the skillful means or skillful ways. Mm. So if you are a leader of your organization, your company, or you have your family, you are in a group of friends, and you like to skillfully involve people in your group, in your communities, in the practice. So there are 4 ways that we'd like to introduce to you. The first is giving. Yeah, yeah, we give. Uh, of course, we not only just the things like the material resources that we give, but it's also the time, the energy that we like to offer. And it is the interrelationship. We see that the one who gives and the one who receives, yeah, we can practice that so that we create mutual respect. It is like when we practice walking meditation outdoors in nature, and with mindfulness, we can be in touch with the wonderful exchange between uh, us, the air, like we breathe in the oxygen, and we breathe out the CO2. There's wonderful exchange full of gratitude and connection. Yeah, yeah. So, and when people come to practice, we'd like um, to encourage, yeah, that the give and take we receive the food. It is the gift of the whole universe, and so when we practice the 5 contemplations, we'd like to do something in return by live in mindfulness to protect the planet, yeah, to do the whatever ways possible that we can help um, um, stop contributing to climate change, something like that. So when we come to Dartmouth, yeah, and we look around the cafeteria, we know that there's a construction going on that have going toward the direction of going green. We feel so grateful, and we'd like to also do something to contribute our part, yeah, by being more aware, being more mindful. So the first is giving. The second is using loving speech. So in the four skillful ways, they say using loving speech, we know the interrelationship between the giver and the receiver. So the one, there is the speaker and there should be the listener. So our teacher added using loving speech and practicing compassionate, deep listening. And the third skillful way is doing good things, doing the things that bring benefit to many people. And the fourth thing, can you guess? In our society where individualism, personalism become the focus, then we want to introduce another perspective to help bring the balance. We build the sense of community. Like these days, you heard a lot about we stand together in unity, in solidarity, right? So the fourth skillful way is do things together. Yeah. And today, I think that it's not me who give the presentation on loving speech and deep listening. I would like us all to do together. Yeah. Okay. So now I like to start with a game, just to test your capacity of listening. So I say just one sentence in one of our training on loving speech and deep listening. So please listen carefully and attentively, and you are supposed to repeat what I said. I only said it once. Okay, are you ready? Knowing that words create suffering and happiness, I am committed to speak words that bring about joy, hope, and confidence. It's so easy, right? So, anyone who can repeat? Nobody? I think even the monastics, they cannot repeat. Okay, another, okay. Yes, joy, hope, and confidence. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's almost there. Okay, another sentence. This is a little challenging. Aware of suffering caused by unmindful speech and the inability of listen deeply to one another, I am committed to cultivate mind, cultivate loving speech and deep listening in order to help relieve suffering and promote peace and reconciliation in me and in other people. It's quite long. Okay, okay, just for fun. That is just part of the fourth mindfulness training. So now, we talk about unmindful speech, right? Yeah, let's explore together the examples that you think, yeah, that are the causes of unmindful speech. Unmindful speech. Yeah, you feel free to give a sign and then say it. Yes? Oh, Ezra? Huh? Suffering? Okay, suffering. For example, can you be more specific? Because the boy. Yeah, okay, yeah. It's like hurt people hurt people. A boy bully people because the boy is bullied. Okay, thank you. How about you, Diane? Anger. Okay. When we are angry and if we are not mindful of our anger, yeah, that emotion may spill out into the words, angry words, right? Yeah. Let me give you a hint. Reacting, right? We react. Yeah. Instead of responding, we react right away. Yeah. And when we speak without the awareness of the intent and the impact, how many times that you say this or you have heard this? I didn't mean that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Mhm. Yeah, think of the time that you meant well, but somehow your words cause hurt in the other person. Yeah, and you regret. In our community where there are people coming from different backgrounds and cultures, and but yeah, we have a lot of experience regarding intent and impact. So let's say I come from Vietnam, so I see Thầy Pháp Lu. He's an American monastic. Hello, Thầy Pháp Lu, where are you going? And if he's not comfortable with my question, okay, where I'm going is none of your business. But in fact, in my culture, instead of saying, how are you, Thầy Pháp Lu? Then in Vietnamese people say, hello, Thầy Pháp Lu, where are you going? This just to, it is a greeting in the Vietnamese culture. And then I will go, ăn cơm chưa? Have you eaten yet? Yeah, that is the greeting in our culture. So, bully. When someone bullies somebody, they use what kind of word? Harsh words? Okay. So, the harsh words, words full of criticism, uh, what else? Gossiping, yeah, okay. What else? Judgment, yes, judgment. Okay, judgment. And it's also very important that we pay attention, we reflect on the inner dialogue, the mental discourse, the self-talk, the way we talk, yeah, inside us. Like if we have a lot of negative thinking about ourselves, then that contributes to the it contributes to the reduce of the building confidence inside us. Yeah, and so we may develop some kind of complex. Yeah, we compare with other people. Now we explore the examples of poor listening? Can you think of the, the reasons, the causes of poor listening? Like if someone is not capable of listening deeply, then what tendencies they may have? They tend to, yeah. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. When we cannot listen deeply to other people and we have assumption rather than we try to seek for explanation, clarification, or understanding. Thank you. Yeah, good point. Yes, Sarah. Yeah, being afraid. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yes. Impatient, yeah, impatient. So if person is impatient, they tend to interrupt. They cannot listen like for the whole sentence, and then just tend to jump in and interrupt, or they talk over, right? Yeah. And have you experienced someone who like so ready to give advice? Sometimes I just need you to be there for me. I just need you to lend me a listening ear without trying to give a solution. I don't want you to fix things. I just need you to be there for me. Mhm. Okay? Yeah. And with the impact of social media, we have multitasking, right? Yeah, when somebody is saying something and we are not really fully there for them, we do other things like we text or we scroll our phone. Yeah. And okay, let us explore the suffering that comes from inside, because we know that everything comes from oneself first. Yeah, so we need to really come back to ourselves and recognize the tendencies, the habits that we have that does not help. Yeah, a good communication. What are the ways that of me thinking, speaking, and acting? How do I handle the anger in me? Because we know that if we allow strong emotions like anger or irritation or fear that determine our action, then whatever we do or whatever we say just make the situation worse, right? Or we look into the resentment, the hurts, the wounds inside us that have been long unaddressed, unresolved, and also the emotions that affect the tone of voice when we speak to the other, the person. Yeah? Okay. So now I have a list of questions for reflection that I would like you all to work. So please turn to your neighbor, and you may like to pair up or you may like to work in a group of 3 of or 4. Yeah. Try to find the one that you don't know. Yeah. So work in pairs or are you ready? Do you have a partner yet? Okay. So the questions are, what are the patterns and unhelpful habits in your way of thinking, speaking, and acting that you recognize that are damaging to yourself and to others? You get that? Oh, is it too long? What are the patterns and the habits? Yeah, which is not helpful. Yeah, the unhelpful patterns or habits. Yeah, in your way of speaking, thinking, or acting that you recognize that are damaging to yourself and others. Okay. Recognizing unhelpful patterns and habits in the way of thinking, speaking, acting. So, dear friends, we are about to invite one sound a small bell in a minute. Yeah, in a minute. So please wrap up. So that in a minute we will invite a sound of the bell, and we'd like to hear from you. Yeah, we can have a few friends who can share your experience, your insight. Okay. Yeah, please wrap up. So please return to your seat. So I would like to invite everybody to listen to 1-4 sound of the bell. We go back to center so that we can gain more clarity. And then I'd like to invite a few of us to share your collective insight from what you have discussed in your group. Mhm. So the first volunteer. Yes, Saul, please. Can you please come up here?
So, dear sister, we shared about becoming more aware of our emotional reactions in the moment, and how sometimes it might be helpful to take a walk and allow our emotions to settle down until we're ready to listen to the other person.
Okay. Who else? Who else would like to share? Maybe a student. Do we have any student in this room? Okay, thank you, Diane.
We shared how our sense of inferiority can interfere with our listening. Uh, Partly when people say things, we can immediately worry about what that means about us as a person. Are we a bad person? Are we thoughtless? Are we careless? And so it can make it hard to hear what people are trying to tell us.
So there's a path of transformation and healing. The practice of using loving speech and deep listening. Actually, it should be truthful, loving speech. We not only be kind and nice when we say loving speech, but we dare to say the truth. So we want to express our words with a sincere heart, but we pay attention to the impact that our words may have on the other person's feelings, so that we try to avoid causing harm. Because the words we share, we want to express ourselves, but we did in the direction of wanting to connect with the other person. Yeah. And in the interrelationship between the speaker and the listener, we listen in such a way that we hold space for the other person to feel safe. Yeah, yeah. We speak in such a way that we bring peace and reconciliation. So the person will not think that they are being targeted or blamed or shamed, right? Yeah. and we listen in such a way that the other person feel that they are respected. They feel heard, they feel listened to. Yeah. And so now we like to bring into our daily life this practice. Yeah. And I'd like to ask that is there anything that you would like to make a commitment, or you aspire to do? Like, even just a small change that you'd like to make in your way of listening or speaking to others. And so this is something that we can reflect. Yeah. Like whether am committed to slow down and take 3 mindful breaths before I reply to an email or a text message that may trigger my irritation. So instead of like replying right away, immediately, I may react. Yeah. But instead, I pause, I come back to my breath before I reply. Yeah. And before we speak, it is helpful that we slow down, come back to our breathing, and we check. We check within ourselves. We ask ourselves whether what I'm trying to say is true, whether my speech conveys kindness, and whether it is an appropriate time to say it. So we can like consider those elements before we speak. And listening. How this morning one of the students asked the question, how can I listen when I have to be always prepared for the next thing that I have to say? Yeah. And that is the question from our young one of our young people. Yeah. But if we always think about what to do next, what to say next, then we cannot fully be present for the other person. And so the communication cannot be as great. Yeah. So we need to train ourselves, yeah, to allow space inside us. When, like in the meeting, if the other person is speaking and we know how to come back to ourselves, stay grounded in our mindful breathing. Yeah, we listen to like all the habit, the tendency inside us that we want to react, we want to find a response right away. Yeah, it's good that we can just slow down and we listen to what is going on inside us. And interestingly, when we listen, we know how to listen to our feelings, our emotions, our reactions. At the same time, we can listen to the other person. Yeah, and we even listen in order to understand the intent of that person so that we will not react. So the one who speaks, pay attention to the intent and the impact. Yeah. how can I align what I intend to say with the more positive impact? And the one who listens pay attention to the intention of the other person so that we can understand further beyond the words. Okay. So I hope that you will continue to cultivate mindfulness in communication by applying truthful, loving speech and compassionate, deep listening into your daily life. And we have 10 minutes before we end the talk, and I would like to invite us all to again come back to ourselves, and instead of me offering you a guided meditation, then I'd like to sing you a song, and it is considered to be a meditation. We know that everything starts with oneself first. So, yes, the practice starts with ourselves first. And if we know to come back to ourselves, then we offer ourselves. We offer loving speech to ourselves. We offer compassionate listening to ourselves first. And to close with one of our teachers' quote, he said that the most precious gift that we can offer to someone we love is our true presence. So now we come back to our mindful breathing, and we offer ourselves loving presence, our true presence as a gift to ourselves. And I sing quite slowly so that you can also sing along with me. And I have my sister there who helping me. So we can choose a comfortable sitting posture, and we turn inward. So this is the song called the mantra. There are 6 mantras, but we don't have enough time, so I just sing the first 3 mantras. Yeah, and each mantra we sang twice. So the first time is to turn inward, to offer love and loving presence to ourselves. And then the second time, we turn outwardly. We think of someone we love. Yeah, because with mindfulness, the ones who we love can bloom like a flower. Yeah, so we turn outwardly to someone we love in order to offer our presence. And I hope that the song will inspire you to continue to bring this practice into your daily life. Okay. Coming back to ourselves, coming back to our mindful breathing. I am here for you. 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 I am fresh, solid, calm and free, offering the best of myself. I am here for you. Okay, so now you turn to someone you love and you sing that same mantra. I am here for you. 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 I am fresh, solid, calm and free, offering the best to myself. I am here for you. Okay. Okay, now the second mantra. we recognize the preciousness of the presence of our body. We want to say thank to our body and recognize the presence of our body. I know that you are there, and I am so happy. I know that you are there, and I am so happy. Your presence is so precious to me. I know that you are there, and I am so happy. Yes, I hope that you remember to say this to yourself often. Okay, so now we think of someone we love. We offer the same, recognizing the preciousness of our relationship and by recognizing their presence. I know that you are there, and I am so happy. I know that you are there, and I am so happy. Your presence is so precious to me. I know that you are there, and I am so happy. Okay, so that is the time when we are in good terms. And what about when when we are upset with the other person, or the other person get mad at us? And we, with the practice of using loving speech and deep listening, we don't want to react, right? We don't want to get angry at that person in return. So we practice. I know you suffer, my dear. That's why I'm here for you. I know you suffer, my dear. That's why I'm here for you. I will do my best to help you hold this pain. I know you suffer, my dear, that's why I'm here for you. Yeah? So remember to turn inward, to listen to the pain, the reaction inside us, the anger inside us. So we sing again, this time for ourselves. I know you suffer, my dear, that's why I'm here for you. I know you suffer, my dear, that's why I'm here for you. I will try my best to help you hold this pain. I know you suffer, that's why I'm here for you. Second time, turning to the one who we love. I know you suffer, my dear, that's why I'm here for you. I know you suffer, my dear, that's why I'm here for you. I will try my best to help you hold this pain. I know you suffer, my dear, that's why I'm here for you. Thank you so much for your listening and your practice. We end here with 3 sounds of the bell.
We like to unfold our legs and massage. I wonder if there are any announcements. No? Okay, good. While we're massaging, I just might like to add that one of the skills of skillful speech is the ability to put one's best face forward and come from a place of positivity. And I just want to water flower my sister for sharing with such a positive energy, always a smile on her face. Living in community with Sister True Spirit is always nourishing because she knows how to always bring her best when she comes to share with others. So thank you, Sister. Dan, is there?
Thank you. Just briefly, I wanted to say the schedule of events is on the back. There are many more events tomorrow that you can all attend, and there's still space in the weekend retreat if anybody wants to register for that. We ask that you kindly check in so that we can help the school to understand how valuable these sessions are, and that we can do more things like this. And also just wanted to mention that there are many wonderful mindfulness events that are offered through the Tucker Center and Student Wellness also. So if you're curious, there are materials back there. Thank you.